All right, today we're diving deep into something a lot of us have felt, but maybe couldn't quite put into words: the world of male friendship. We're going to crack the code on how men show they care, how they show loyalty, and yeah, even love, often without ever saying those words out loud. So let's just start with the question that gets right to the heart of it all. For so many guys, why does a phrase like, I gotcha, just roll off the tongue, while I love you can feel like you're trying to lift a car? Look, it's not about a lack of feeling. It's about speaking a different language. And that's really the big idea we're going to explore today. Male affection isn't missing in action. It's just, well, it's encoded. It's communicated through this whole other language of actions, of humor, and these indirect phrases that actually carry a ton of weight once you know how to translate them. And this code can be surprisingly simple. Just take the phrase, you good? On the surface, yeah, it's a super casual check-in. But underneath, the real meaning is, hey, I'm paying attention to you. I care about how you're doing, and I'm opening a door here just in case you need to talk. Now this is one of the heavy hitters in the entire dictionary of dude speak. I got you. It's so much more than just words. It's a promise. It's an action. The real translation here goes way beyond simple support. It's one of the clearest ways a guy can say, I love you, and I will physically be there for you no matter what. And then, of course, there's the humor shield. You know what I'm talking about. The sarcastic jabs, the lighthearted insults. They might sound a little harsh from the outside, but inside a lot of male friendships, they're actually a sign of deep comfort and total acceptance. The unspoken rule is pretty clear. If I can roast you and you can roast me back, you're one of us. You're in the circle. So you gotta ask, where does this whole coded language even come from? It's not random. There are some really deep hysterical and social reasons that basically taught men to translate their feelings into a whole different kind of expression. It pretty much boils down to three big things. First, you've got these historical survival roles that often demanded men push down their emotions to take quick, decisive action. Then that gets reinforced by social training. I mean, generations of boys being told to man up and not show their feelings. And finally, it's just a form of risk management. Using coded language can feel a lot safer, It helps avoid that feeling of vulnerability or just plain awkwardness. What's really fascinating, though, is that this isn't just a thing in one culture. It's actually a global phenomenon. It just has different local dialects. So let's take a quick trip around the world with the Global Brotherhood Atlas and see how this code changes from place to place. I mean, just look at the differences here. In the US, it's often super indirect and action-based. You jump over to the UK and Ireland, and humor becomes the main event. But then you go to Mediterranean cultures, and open affection, hugs, it's just normal. And then you have places like Japan, where a deep friendship can be shown through quiet consistency, just being there, a shared silence. The feeling underneath is the same, but the way it's expressed is completely shaped by the culture. Okay, so we've covered the what, the why, and the where. Now for the really good part, the how. How can you express affection a little more directly without the whole thing feeling forced or, super awkward? Let's get practical with the no awkwardness toolkit. See, the awkwardness usually just comes from a bad match between timing and tone, and this playbook helps you fix that. First, pick the right moment, maybe after a real talk. Second, give it a little context to soften it up. Third, use motion. Saying something while giving a dap or as you're walking away keeps it from feeling too heavy. And this is the most important part. Just use your natural voice and normalize it. The more casually you say it, the less of a big deal it feels. All right, now let's see how this all builds up into a whole system. Think of this next part as like the Rosetta Stone for male friendship. We can actually map these coded phrases onto different levels of meaning and intensity. It's pretty cool. So at the very foundation, you've got level 1, this safe zone. This is your everyday, low-stakes stuff like, you good? Or be safe. These phrases are like the background music of the friendship, always sending that simple but vital message. Hey, I care about you. Then we move up a level to the loyalty code. Here, the language gets stronger. Phrases like, I ride with you, or calling someone my brother. This is where that basic care turns into a statement of unwavering allegiance. The unspoken meaning here is massive. My loyalty to you is not even a question. Next up, level 3, the respect code. This is where affection gets translated into acknowledging someone's character. When a friend says, you solid, or I respect you heavy, they're saying something really profound. They're saying, I don't just like hanging out with you, I deeply value who you are as a person. And at level 4, we finally get the word itself, but, in its casual form. Love you, bro. Much love. It's the most direct we've seen so far, but it's framed to be light to take the pressure off. This is basically making the word love normal, easy, and totally accessible. And then at the very top, you have level 5. These are the rare ones, the really powerful moments. Phrases like, you matter to me. They're saved for life's biggest events. And because they're used so rarely, they land with incredible impact. This is the code at its most raw and most direct. So, what's the big takeaway from all of this? It's actually pretty simple. It's not that men struggle to feel love for their friends. Not at all. It's that they were often taught a different way to show it. A language that's hidden inside action, inside humor, and inside loyalty. And once you learn to listen for that language, you start hearing it absolutely everywhere. And that kind of leaves us with one final thought to chew on. And now that you've got the translation guide, think about it. Who in your life has been speaking this code to you this whole time? And maybe even more important, who have you been speaking it to? The love is there. You just have to know how to listen for it.